the beauty of that town, man. Like, not only in the sense of moving forward in a business, just it's how it works. You network. Your handshakes away from meeting the person you need to meet.
Totally.
You know,
studios
and everything.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Especially nowadays, because you can set up something to this effect and create a record without having to be in a studio or do anything, because it's all, you know, people that are good at it. Like, I mean, that video looked awesome. Their voice sounds amazing. Like, so you can do that in your home, you know, like, it's awesome.
Good segue.
And then, and if you're good enough, like nowadays, like you can make a career out of just being on YouTube only.
Oh, yeah.
Or like on social media. You don't even have to like go out and like get a record deal or whatever. Yeah. Like you can be, like there's all these people that do covers on YouTube, and I listen to them all. I can't remember all their names, but they're like legit, and they'll have millions and millions of hits.
That's how, I mean, you get a look at a guy like Kane Brown, that's how he got discovered.
Yeah.
And now, you know, it's like he went from sitting in his living room to being on stage. His first shows being with Florida Georgia Line. Wow. It's like that transition to being the bars, the clubs, because of that. I was reading the one book, like How to Make Money in the Music Industry, and just all the little things like that. There's a chapter, there's like sitting in your living room doing this, and people will pay you to do songs. And there's like this little Asian girl in California or somewhere. She makes like $20,000 a month because she has so many followers and so many everything. She just sits in her living room and just plays songs. You're like, what? Is that? I'm hustling in the bars, man. There's nobody there.
But there's different ways to do it. There's different ways to do it. Like you could do that and that. Like the idea is that you can like chase your passion and do what you love, and you don't have to like be the next Garth Brooks or whatever. Like you can do it and still do it for a life and a career. Yep. And there's different avenues now. It's like the whole media, like it's almost created like musicians have turned into entrepreneurs, like in a sense where they're like kind of.
You have to be.
Well, before it wasn't. You just had to have a good voice. You find an agent, they get you deals. You get a record deal or you don't. Yeah. Now it's all about kind of building your own brand, doing your thing.
Yeah. Yep. And then they come after you.
Yeah, exactly. And they want you, and you can say yes or no.
Like, you know that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you ever watched that Gary Vee video where he's talking about what musicians like need to start doing, and he's like, every musician's screwing up in this way because nobody's just pushing content. He goes, if you're just pushing content every day, just get a new song out, get a new lyric. If you're messing around with a new song, like play it on there, you know, just push stuff out every day. He goes, that's what's going to blow you up. Yeah. It's not going to be trying to perfect a perfect song for the next 12 months when you're nobody. Yeah. You know, when you're not selling 1 million records a year. Yep. Like he says, push content. It makes sense. It's just, why would it not work for music when it works for everything else in marketing?
Yeah.
And music's like that thing because it's so, it evolves with the times, you know. Some people love it, some people hate it, but music's always evolved. Right. And there's no perfect recipe to create a perfect record, or create a perfect song. Yeah, there's things that you're not going to change, like you're not going to take guitar to rock and roll, you're not going to take drums out of, you know, any sort of big thing, but like the sound and how you do it is always going to evolve. And so even now, you get used to this, 5 years down the road, it's exciting to think about how it's going to, the platform's going to be, the playing field, you know? But, you know, for me, it sucks because I'm in it, and I wish for everybody else, it's great.
That's a good segue. So we're going to get this going.
I thought we were on.
Yeah,
we are. We're live, but we're still bullshitting. So let's kick off the podcast. Welcome to, what is this, episode 3?
Yep.
Of Success at Happy Hour. So this time, we've got Ryan Bexley. Played football at ASU. Now he's out doing country music in Nashville. So Ryan brought Bulleit to kick off tonight. That's his, what would you call this? Is this your drink of choice, or is this just what you had on?
It was what we had.
Okay.
What we had on. And I didn't feel like stopping at the store to buy a bottle of booze at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't really, you know.
Rock star life, right?
I guess. Walking with the sunglasses on.
What are you talking about?
People ask, I'm going to do this athlete's brand thing or the success by success thing. So, you know, that's why I'm getting the booze.
Yeah, you can't be sober on Success at Happy Hour. No, that's good. But so basically we usually review like each drink or whatever it is, right? I don't know. Have you had Bulleit before?
I haven't. It's my first time.
There we go.
It's pretty smooth. It's smoother than I thought it was going to be.
We get a Justin Allen review out of this.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I usually don't go straight whiskey like with nothing else in it. And I'm usually kind of a little bit soft with my drinks and try to make them fruity. So usually when Christina and I go to eat, we'll both order drinks and the waiter will always bring me her drink, because it's usually beer, and then they'll give her my drink, which is some fruity cocktail. So she always makes fun of me because I drink girly drinks.
I'm there with you, man. Yeah. Those girly fruity drinks,
they're amazing.
They'll do it to you, like 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
More than like 10 beers would do. So it's like, do it.
What would you say is like your surprise, like just awesome girly drink?
Anything peachy.
Peachy.
Oh, there you go.
Peachy. I'm like,
Georgia peach.
Exactly, you know, a little sweet, little good nectar.
I don't think I've ever had a peach alcohol drink before.
No.
I've had peach schnapps.
That
tastes like shit.
That was in high school, probably. Right?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Yeah, actually, it was. My parents had this liquor cabinet full of like schnapps and stuff from the 80s.
Yep.
like grenadine and then like the green, like apple, whatever mixer. Like, oh, this is good.
You twist the caps off and it's just crust breaking off.
When you're a kid, you want to drink it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. My first time was...
This is margarita mix?
Yeah. No alcohol.
Nothing in it.
It's so true.
Yeah, my first time was SoCo Live. We took my dad's bottle and it'd probably been sitting down there for, I don't even want to know how long. We cracked it and went out to the farms and drank it and rode our go-karts around. Just say we got a lot of trouble later, but it was worth it. I can't drink SoCo Lime to this day, or SoCo to this day because of that. No. That stuff killed me.
It's funny how you can taste or smell or pick up on some sort of alcohol and it'll take you right back to that time where you don't remember the night, but you remember what brought you to that point. It's like...
You don't remember after.
Yeah, and like that smells like,
right.
Here we go.
Same thing with music, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Except
there's those songs.
It's like fun memories of music most of the time. Actually, that's bad. I
it's
shouldn't
both.
say that.
It's both.
Definitely bad, too. I've cried a lot down
That's why music's so powerful, though. Like it brings you to moments in your life, good or bad. Yeah. And it's like remembering those moments is a powerful thing. It's something that gives you motivation. But that's why I'm so musically awful at everything, and my voice is terrible. But there's something really powerful about music. I think every athlete wishes they were a musician. So it's so cool that you were an athlete and now you're a musician. Like,
and that's usually the saying when it goes, every musician wants to be an athlete, every athlete 100%. Wants to be a musician. That's why you'd have like Garth Brooks out there going to spring training with the Royals or whatever, and Kenny Chesney. I think, honestly, Kenny Chesney got on the official roster for the Saints for like a day.
Really?
Yeah, and it was one day thing, but what sucks in the NFL, I'm pretty sure how it works, like, they stick to the numbers. Somebody loses a spot for Kenny to get on. And it's like, wait, hold on. What?
Well, you should take the guy that got cut. Yeah. You should put him on stage for what.
Oh, yeah. Right? Exactly. Right. Hey, Kenny, let me take the mic.
Exactly. Right.
That's kind of like baseball, too. Mm-hmm. But they'll have, like, the batting practice days. Anybody can come hit batting practice, you know. But when Garth came, Jordan and these guys, like, somebody lost a spot.
Oh, totally.
You know? How would you feel? It's like, I mean, technically, I guess kind of like the Tebow thing, the Tebow effect.
Yeah.
Well, frick, what's his name? Will Ferrell. So Will Ferrell did that thing 2 years ago, spring training.
I've heard it's awesome.
So one of my buddies, Cody Decker, he was with the Padres at the time. Cody ended up writing like this sign that said something like I lost my job or lost my position today to Will Ferrell or something like that. But in reality, he did. Will Ferrell bounced around and played all 9 positions with every spring training team. But spring training is your chance to make the roster.
That one at bat can change everything.
That one at bat can change everything without a doubt. And so when you have those like publicity stunts, it does like there is a potential to completely derail somebody's career.
You'd hope that they would make right by it.
Yeah.
I wonder how that, if they take like you would know better, but I wonder if they take like a bottom of the roster guy, still in all it sucks because you said the one time, but I wonder if they're like, all right, we'll make right by you. We'll make sure that you get your shot. Maybe they get 3 at bats instead of the 1 at bat they would have gotten that day. But
give them an extra bat. Let them play a couple extra innings.
Yeah, but still, like you're that guy. It's like, I lost my spot to Will Ferrell.
If you lose that spot, most likely you're not making the roster.
Yeah.
But still, though, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, he did get a picture with Will Ferrell with the sign. So was it worth it? Right?
He's like 10 years down the road, he's in the bar. He's like, oh, man, I could have been somebody. He's like, that's not you. Yeah, what? Will Ferrell, till Will Ferrell came along. That's ruined my shot.
So when you're on the road,
I would demand Will put me in his next movie. In some sort of role.
Yeah, exactly.
There it goes.
Well, Cody's like dream is to become an actor too, so he does a lot of acting and stuff. So there's a segue, right?
Blessing in disguise.
Exactly. You never know. What do you keep stocked when you're on the road, though? Do you keep certain kind of liquor or
booze wise?
Everything. Yeah.
So Tito's for sure. Okay. Tito's vodka is awesome, and I was never a real big vodka guy. I always drank whiskey. I just like the way that whiskey, it does help the throat, like a little hot water, lemon, some whiskey. But it was like 5-6 years ago when we were, I think we were up in Steamboat, and I was there with a guy, a Texas artist, Stoney LaRue, and he showed me this Tito's vodka out of Austin.
Yeah.
I don't drink vodka. He's like, no, you will after
Keep going.
And I was like, now it's all I drink.
Yeah.
Like so even like before something or after like a vodka water will make it be like you're not bloated on stage. You can drink beer and then all of a sudden you'll be belting out a note and you'll have to burp.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't look good for you.
Has that ever happened to you before?
The girls don't like it. Like, because there's sometimes you're playing in a bar and somebody like hands you a beer.
Yeah, you get to
and I'm like, all right, I got to take a sip. And then literally I'm like, oh, I got to burp. But like vodka water, you can drink it and there's like no calories.
Yeah.
It's essentially no calories in it. But it's just I love Tito's. Yeah. But like if I'm just sitting down relaxing, like a nice bourbon, I've been really into Blanton's. Blanton's bourbon is pretty great. And it's great because not only does it taste well, but if I'm in the store and something looks cool, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah.
Like those apple juices that was in the shape of a glass apple. I mean, you kidding me? I'm like, hold up. Yeah. Right? They got a great, it's like a globe bottle. The top of it's like a little horse runner, and they always have a jockey on his horse, and they have a letter at the bottom of it, and you collect the caps. It'll say Blanton's, and each letter is a sequence of the horse's stride. So it's just if you're an impulse buyer like me, like probably everybody out there, you're like, I'm buying this.
Yeah.
And to top it off, it's a smooth bourbon.
It's about the experiences.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 years ago, you left this at my house.
That's where that
You've been looking for that for 2 years.
Stoney, I told you I did not lose it. Kyle stole it.
I actually had it in a vault back there.
There we go.
For you.
Funny.
Can you put a...
can you put a glass? Yeah, a glass.
Never know until you try.
We'll do that instead.
There you go.
Dig it.
No, but so you were talking earlier about kind of the connection of music and marketing, within marketing businesses or marketing music, whatever it is. What would you say that you're kind of either feeling like you're starting to get over that hump on as far as being able to push your music out more in a more modern way versus the way they did it 20 years ago or even 10 years ago?
Yeah.
It wasn't that different 10 years ago from 20 or 30 years ago.
No, what makes it just the only different is it's so readily available now, and you don't have to wait. Right. There's no timeline. And I would think, what is your question more sense like marketing with
how are you selling yourself? Yeah.
My biggest thing, honestly, my biggest strength when it comes to that is my approach with people, like being out, just being a social guy, like this, sitting down, having a drink. You can have a conversation. You can talk about whatever, and it'll be interesting, it'll be engaging, and like we said with the handshake thing, you're a handshake away from either meeting the right person or the wrong person, but 9 times out of 10 it's usually the right person, because today's world, you got to be sociable, you got to be out there. Artists back in the day, you could be a little reclusive and sit in your writing room and write an album, a beautiful album, and not have to deal with anybody because that was your artistry. That was it. Now, if you're not in front of the camera, if you're not doing stuff, a lot of times that artist doesn't get picked up because nobody knows who the hell you are. Mm-hmm. And it causes it. There's a lot of artists out there that wish it was like that, probably, but I look at it as a blessing too, because it helps you grow. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with being social. I know it scares people, but the more you can talk to people, the more hands you'll shake, or the more opportunities you might be able to get, rather than if you were just like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit in my room and not worry about this. But I think that's one of the really good things about how it does evolve and it does change. And, we'll see how it goes. But I don't know if that answered your question, or if that was...
No, you're still old school hustling, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that when we were talking again about just sitting and doing a YouTube thing, I do believe that there's something to be said about going to a live show and seeing a band you haven't seen before, and really finding out about them, buying a t-shirt and buying a ticket and getting excited about almost discovering a band. Right. I remember when I was probably honestly middle school, we used to take trains into the city. I didn't live far from the city where I was from in New Jersey, and we would go see this band OAR. Yeah. And nobody knew them, these tiny little theater. And this other guy would open for Matt Nathanson. We're like, yeah, these guys are awesome. And then you get excited because you can go back to school and brag about them and be like, wait, who's this band? Yeah. Well, I knew them beforehand. Yeah. And then 2 years later, they're selling out the Garden.
Yeah, that's
and you're
crazy.
like, yeah, I knew that guy
first. Yeah.
So I think people still get excited about that discovery aspect.
Yeah, totally.
And but
what do you think? When, you said, the music's when there's more, it's the way to get out there is more readily available, right? So, did you feel like it's flooded the market at all? Because I've gone places and I've listened. There's certain places I go. There's a place called Casbar here in Scottsdale, and it's bluesy jazz. And every time I go, I'm like, wow.
Oh, it's that wine bar, right?
Oh yeah. I'm like, dang, that person can sing. How are they not here? There's so much talent. And I feel like before people maybe were scared to go after it because if you don't have a record deal, you're not going to make it, right?
Yeah.
So now that it's more readily available, put it online, put on all these different outlets. Like, how do you differentiate yourself? Because there's so much talent, there's more people trying to do it.
You kind of, you identify what it is that you want to do within the industry, within the business. Do I want to make money, or do I want to have a passion? They said about like two cities that are huge for music, Nashville and Austin. Mm-hmm. They say you go to Austin if you want to make music. You go to Nashville if you want to make money. And everybody wants to make money. Don't get me wrong, but for some people, the stage isn't the big thing. If you want to make the money, you really do got to play the game a little bit. Yeah. You got to step outside the box, put a little tune, sometimes some tunes out there that just get your name out there. Once your name is out there, it's up to you how you use that and how you decide to go down that road. Because you're right, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of unbelievable talent out there, and each one's probably better than the next. Yeah. But it all comes down to honestly like what your goals are and what you really want to do. And I always said to people, identify what it is you want to do. If you want to be a songwriter, write songs. Or if you want to be a performer, get on stage and do that. Like, you can do both, but know where you want to really excel, what you want to do at, and then just drive at that and focus on that. And, like I've been on the road with really big and cool bands who'll go to a bar before a show and you're like, why are we getting to play and this guy isn't? Yeah. And it sucks, but sometimes people are happy where they are. Yeah. They're just not maybe doing the right things to do it. Like there's a lot of good people out here and wanting to excel in a career, but they'll stay in Arizona, or they'll stay in California, or they'll stay wherever they are because they're a little comfortable. Yeah. They're not taking that step to step outside the box and really explore the industry and explore what could be. Yeah. But
so big time artists that you've played with or hung out with, like during or before or after shows, you don't have to name names, but like what's the most eye-opening in a negative way experience you've had with somebody that's, I guess, had stardom that you kind of like feel like, I don't want to be that, or I don't want to do that sort of thing?
I would say one of the more eye-opening things, and you see how drugs come into play. Okay. And I always saw, like, the first time just being around it almost was, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you understood why. The partying, I mean, let's face it, like, everybody wants to experience like that rock star lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fun. It could be there. It's nothing bigger than like a spring break type of thing. But there is always a job to do. And you can see how, if you're playing a 10 o'clock set, 90 minutes, you get off stage, you got to meet these people. You got to talk to those people. It's work. And I'm not saying it's harder, easier work than anything, but you're still working and you're exuding yourself to a certain degree. Well, your adrenaline's up from the show. You want to get on your bus or your trailer, your wherever to go relax. Then you got to, drive maybe 10 hours or wherever to go to a 6 a.m. radio interview. Right. And I saw, like, if you're talking about a drug that picks your spirits up, I won't name any drugs. You can use your imagination. Yeah. But you can see how it's not for the pleasure of getting high. It's just so you can function and do your job. Wow. And I'll be honest with you. I've done it. I don't do it. Right. I don't like it. But it was one of those things where I'm like, if I'm around, I'll try it. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a guy. I'll try anything once, and I can make my own opinion on it. Yeah. And it never sparked me the way that it could for other people. And thank God, and God bless that, I had those feelings of not wanting to have that temptation. Right. But you can see how a lot of people fall into it. Yeah. And a lot of people aren't strong to say no or... Yeah. But it goes into like, I got to do my job and I got to find a way to do it right. Yeah. But I would say that, I never really came across a bad thing because, like I said, everything's different. Yeah. Everything's a new experience.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I think piggybacking on that too, like the whole idea is that maybe that some people look at that as a negative thing, but you took it as a growth thing, right? Yeah. You learned from it, you tried it, you gave it a go, it wasn't for you. Like, because some people need that. Like, what do you do to fill that void? Like, how do you get yourself up for that 6 a.m.? Is it passion? Is it sleep? Is it meditation? Is there anything that you do that?
Sleep. I love my sleep. Unfortunately, I don't get it as much. I look forward to it. I look forward to like the adrenaline from being on stage. Yeah. Like it's when I had the transition of going from football into music, and it didn't come overnight. Mm-hmm. I was coming down. I knew that the NFL probably wasn't going to be as much as I'd hoped in my future, because it came out during the lockout and there were just other things I just knew. Like I was a fullback in a spread offense, like not going to happen, let's be honest. And I found though that coming out of like one love and one passion, being on stage and seeing the lights and seeing, you're still playing to a crowd. Yeah. And that was like, this is filling that void now. Football being gone. Yeah. And it made it exciting to be on stage and wanting to work to continue to do that. So I guess the motivation, the passion, and the excitement that you feel is all the motivation you need. Yeah. And it's good too, because some people also too will get driven by money. Okay. If you're in the business to make a lot of money, you're probably not. You're probably in it for the wrong reasons, like they say with anything. Yeah. You got to find something you're passionate about and attack it. What's that saying? If you're doing what you love, you never work a day in your life. Yeah. But finding that and having a good approach to it and a good mindset and a good outlook of this is what I love to do, and I think that it'll always stay there. Yeah. You'll have your roller coasters, you have your ups and downs, but it's about the ups and downs. I believe in that. So,
when did you start playing guitar?
Probably when I was like 14. Okay. In high school, yeah. Literally because I went to this party and I was like, in high school, there was this kid there and he wasn't like picked on or bullied, but he was like more of a loner. Okay. He just didn't associate, he just hung out. And he was at this party though. He was playing guitar and all these chicks were around him. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the football guy. Like, what are these chicks around me? And I'm like, Mom, I want a guitar. Yeah. She's like, well, I tried that once before. I did take guitar lessons when I was younger, and I had a weird teacher. It was like a week.
That's the same
and I was like every other day I wanted to do something different. That's so funny. My parents already bought me one, and I was like, well, I want to do it. And they're like, well, we've done this before. If you want one, you got to buy it yourself. So I shoveled snow for like a month, made like $90 and bought a guitar, and then taught myself, and the rest is kind of history with it. But it literally stemmed from like this little freaking guy. Are you kidding me?
Has girls all over music.
That's amazing.
It's funny how girls would like shape our decision.
Oh my God.
About like I took my recruit trip to Arizona State. And they walked me down Palm Walk, and I was like, I love you. Yeah. Like, sign me up. Are you kidding me? This place is amazing. Yeah. It's pretty funny. Like, some of the biggest life decisions we make as teenagers can derive from, like, girls, right?
Yeah. It's pretty 100%. Cool.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
That's why, they rule the world. A lot of people think that they don't. I'll be the first to tell you. Girls are the strong queens on this planet. We're the dumb kings that follow.
That's true.
But
it's funny because I had that same experience when I was like 10 or 11. It was my Christmas. Like I only had one thing on my list, and that was I wanted to have a guitar. So my parents bought me like one of those mini guitars. Yeah. And so they got me lessons. They found this dude in the newspaper. He's a college student. Went down there. My mom takes me in, and I still remember like this whole thing, like going in, him picking up all these clothes and papers and throwing them off a chair onto the floor. And then clearing stuff off like the table and stuff, having me sit down, telling my mom like she can pick me up in like an hour. And I remember just sitting because I was shy as hell when I was a kid. And so I remember sitting there just scared to death, like looking around. This whole place just a mess. This dude just got this long scraggly hair. He just looks rough, just rough and rugged. Man, ends up being the nicest guy ever.
Of course.
But I hated my first experience. Yeah. So I never had another lesson.
Yeah.
And I have that guitar and never do it. And then I get to college, and I'm still like wanting to play guitar. Yeah. Then I run into a buddy, meet Seth Lugo. He plays with the Mets now. And he's a really good guitar player. And so I had him take me down to the guitar center that was in Shreveport. And we go in there, and that was like that reopening experience. Yeah. But then I never learned how to play guitar.
It's a lot of work. I mean,
I got a freaking ukulele wherever it is. I thought that would teach me how to play guitar.
You just need to learn a couple chords and just play them and sing the same song over.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I did country music, because it's just 3 chords in the truth. I don't have to worry about doing all the other crap with it. Just learn a couple chords, you'll be fine.
I'm going to refill.
I dig it. Well, I'm interested.
It's our first ever refill. You need one?
Yeah, I would love one.
Usually we're done when we're finished. I'm good. I'm taking it slow. I'm interested, because I know, for me, athletics prepared me for life.
Yes.
So your athletic experience, how did it prepare you for life as a musician?
It's a great question, and honestly, the work ethic, the getting up and conquering a day. Thank you. My I will say that a lot of times, because the hours are so different. Yeah. I mean, you're up all night, sleep all day of that mindset because of that time. Mm-hmm. but I could still hear like my coach during that. I mean, if you're not up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., I mean, you feel like you've wasted a lot of the day. And I mean, now I get up at like 8:30, 9. I got a puppy, you know. My girlfriend gets up at 5:30, 6 o'clock anyway. So it's like I'm up anyway. I'm like, you may as well get up. Like to lay in bed and just not do anything is the biggest waste of time to me in anything. And that was something that I was really happy about because sports taught me that.
Yeah.
And my upbringing of just like being responsible and you know, because if you're going to stay here, there's somebody else who's hungry or who's going to be attacking and doing stuff. And I don't mean to put all musicians or all people in that because I think, you know, by fault, like you're tired, your body needs rest. And I'm sure a lot of times you overwork yourselves, but that was the biggest thing I said because we could be out and guys, you know, just sleep till all hours of the day and then get up at this time. And, you know, it's I guess it's no different if you're working the night shift, you know, and guys like that. But I know for me, I could never do that because I felt that I would be wasting stuff. And so the work ethic and the regimented schedule of just wanting to do this and wanting to do that and having to be here at this time, having to be there at that time, it was easy and it was a nice transition. Sometimes in off seasons and off time, we're getting ready for, you know, a couple months of off season. The downside of that is finding stuff to fill those gaps, you know, because then you're just like sitting around like, well, what do I do now? You know, you can write a song, you can do that, but a lot of times you're just not doing anything.
Yeah. So what do you do to fill your gap? Like in your office, is there something like another passion that you have or anything else you
I recently got into cooking.
Oh, nice.
And nothing crazy.
Like that, right?
She girlfriend and she loves it because, you know, she was in fitness modeling, so like her food intake was ground turkey, chicken, like no, you know, maybe a little bit of seasoning, but it was just so boring. She, you know, obviously I'm not the perfect form of fitness, so I was trying to follow a little bit. I'm like, I can't do this. Yeah. I got to find something. But I'll tell you what, man, you watch those Gordon Ramsay videos on YouTube, like the 3-minute things. I can cook a steak. I'm like, I'm this and that. But it's just fun. Yeah. You know, and I kind of put it in the context of the guitar. You know, people want to find an escape if you have one. Right. It's an exciting feeling to sit there. You're like, it's one thing to listen to music, but to play music, and it doesn't have to be a song you wrote. It could be just any song. It could be a Dave Matthews song that you're listening to. Well, now you can play it. It's an exciting feeling. Yeah. Think about going home, like the food that you were eating, you know, your mom made all the time, so it was good. Now that you can make that food, it's an exciting feeling. It makes you want to learn and grow and see what else. So I'm actually kind of excited to see where cooking may lead me. Maybe baking or maybe working on cars. Who the hell knows? But it's just something else to keep teaching yourself what to do and how to do stuff. Obviously. And boredom fills that. Yeah. You can do two things with boredom. You can either be bored or you can not be bored. What are you gonna do? I really do think it's that simple. So, like this is, like I said today, I had nothing to do today. I'm trying to find my time. I'm trying to find a guy to go golfing with. Kyle goes, "Why don't you come on a podcast?" This is more fun than I've had in a while doing something like this. You know? And it has nothing to do with.
I was gonna say,
this beautiful Bulleit Bourbon.
Now cheers to that.
By the way, success is success. Brought to you by Bulleit Bourbon.
Eventually, that's the goal. We actually have Bulleit sitting up. So, Adam, is this the same thing? I don't know if it is.
It's good stuff.
I know, it's delicious. I'm just trying to figure out if it's the same one. So, Adam Richmond, during our event last spring training, he gave me a bottle of, I think it's like 15-year Bulleit or something like that, as a gift. And I told him I'm never going to drink it until... I can't pop a bottle that somebody gives you as a gift without them there. Yeah. So I told him I'm never going to pop it until he's here. So now it's sitting dead center in the middle of our like Athletes Brand podcast studio in there.
Why is it empty? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
It's iced tea.
But the goal is Bulleit.
Really?
We want more stuff. Obviously, we're giving you free advertising.
The goal is
we love your
Bulleit,
shit.
Or
we want you to sponsor us. We're just going to throw it out there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Put it in the universe and let it come around.
Alcohol makes you say things you shouldn't say.
That's right.
Shouldn't have said.
Hey. Or you should have said.
Hey, exactly.
2 ways to look at it. Half full or half empty, man.
Exactly.
It is true. It is true.
What was that quote? There was like drunk thoughts or sober feelings or drunken words or sober thoughts. Something along the lines, because you do get the inhibition, if that's the right word, to say what you mean or mean what you say. Right. Sometimes it can be regrettable, but you got the courage up at least to say it.
That's true.
Liquid courage for a reason.
Dude, there's one question that I wanted to ask you when I was thinking about like what could we create just killer content with. And you made a freaking hard decision. It might have been an easy decision for you, but for most people, it's a really hard decision.
Yeah.
Is you've got things going really well in Arizona. Mm-hmm. You know, you're to the point to where you've got your own tribe that shows up to every show that you go to. And you decide to take the jump, take the leap, and move. I know you knew some people out in Nashville, but still, it's a scary thing to just go
absolutely.
Transplant to a new area. What did you do, or what was that motivating factor? If somebody else is in that same position, it's like our friend Laura. She's always been in that position, you know, where just trying to make that leap. Like, how do you do that, though? What would you tell other artists or other people that are trying to accomplish something to be able to take that leap?
Yeah, I've had and I love her with all my heart, and she comes out to Nashville, she stays with us, and I know she's in that transition and of doing it. And the always thing that I say to people is everybody's different, you know, like you can't look at somebody and following their footsteps to a degree. You can look at it as being like, all right, well, this is what this person did, and I can use that as a reference point, but nobody is the same. There's a lot of reasons why people decide to leave a city, have a new start, do anything else. Mm-hmm. But again, it comes down to identifying what it is that you want.
Right.
And for me, at that time, leaving Arizona I knew I wanted more than Arizona. I knew I wanted a national platform. I knew I wanted to tour all over. And I knew that where the business was located, it was Nashville, Tennessee. It's it's literally no different than like, you can't be an actor in bum shit Missouri and want a career in LA, you know, because that's where everything happens. And it's literally, it's that jumping off the cliff and hoping for the best. But you're never going to know unless you fully embrace the jump.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say that it's easy. I'm not going to say it's hard because, like I said, some people go out there and find success right away. Yeah. Some people have to struggle for it. Most people have to, but you're never going to know unless you do it. And, you know, a lot of people out there, it could be, you know, leaving Delaware to go to Denver. Like Denver could be that person's Nashville because of a marketing opportunity in some other company. But once you identify what it is that you want, I think the answers to those questions become more clear. Yeah.
So when you made the move, what pegs did you have lined up that were already set up in place so you could just show up to Nashville and have an advantage? Like I'm sure you did your research. You had your people that
There was people that you know, that I'd met on the road. Like if I was opening for them out here at you know, Toby's Bar, this and that, different musicians that you meet, and you know, it's always that. Well, if you ever get out this way, give me a call. You know, and everybody had, you know. That happens everywhere with any sort of line of work you're in. But how many times do those people actually call you or take you up on it? And I say it too now. I'm like, hey, if you're ever out there, look me up. And I get happy when people do because I'm like, all right, you're showing that, one, you obviously want a good time because who's not going to call me for a good time? And two, like you're hungry. Yeah. You know, and I think that those people see, like, if they're offering something for their time of, give me a call, let me know if I can do anything, or if you want to set up a right. If you're taking advantage of it, they obviously know that you're worth working with because you're a hungry person, not just like, oh, well, I know this guy. It's cool to have him in my phone book. Yeah. You know, that doesn't mean anything. It's like, you know, like if you go through the Rolodex, I'm sure you guys too, like the people you know, like it'd be impressive to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But what is it, you know, unless you're engaging yourself and engaging them and you know, like the impression doesn't go as far as people might think it does because, you know, if you're talking to Mark McGuire one day, if you're not doing batting practice with him or something, it might just be something other else. But I'm rambling a little bit at this point. But it's just identifying, man.
When you connect, so say you run into, I don't know, say you meet RJ for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, what value?
And he was a guy that, to get back to your point, it's something that I had.
Right.
Yeah, gotten to that point of when I moved out there, I knew that I had that help.
Well, do you feel like when you meet somebody like that, do you feel like there's a value that you can give them when you're connecting with them? Or is it just, I'm trying to become friends, or we just become friends?
That is a good question.
Figure out how it works, because it works both ways. For me, with networking, it's you've got to be able to know what value you can give to others. So if I meet with Mark McGuire, what value can I give him? You know, I got to think outside of the box. So it's all right. Well, Mark McGuire's post-career, he's probably wanting to get his name out more. He's probably okay with making more money selling videos or whatever it is for instructional stuff. Yeah. So that would be my value that I could bring up to him is I could create videos. I can market with you. I'm a good social media marketer. I'm a good influencer marketer. We get you on social media, that kind of stuff. Yeah. You know? So with you, when you're connecting with people, there's value that you bring people. Absolutely. Otherwise, they're not going to be just connecting immediately. And Ryan's one of these guys that, and it's funny because it's brought up by a bunch of friends like in our circle, where when Ryan has a show, he's not necessarily hanging out with the people that he knows. You know, he's going to networking. He's hustling. He's talking to people that he doesn't know almost the entire time because he's working. And it's the same thing if somebody comes into my office.
Yeah. And those are the people, the ones that you don't know, they have the most value. Yeah. Because you don't know where that could lead. And it's not using it as a strategy. I know it comes off that way, but like when you're in a position of trying to extend a brand or do all that, the people you already know, they're there because they believe in what you're doing. You've already pitched to them. Yeah. Pitch in the sense if we're talking in the business terms of it. Yeah. The people you don't know, like they're there to see you. They're there to be part of whatever's going on because maybe they heard about it. Maybe they heard you're a cool guy. Maybe they heard that what you're doing is really noble and all that other stuff. So, yeah, you damn right you go tip your hat to them and you go shake their hand and you find out who they are because then you know what? It's literally that snowball effect. Next time you're in town, they're bringing 2 people. Yep. And then you're going to talk to those people and you're going to say, wait, hold on, I already talked to you. No.
A simple hello can sell a dozen albums, man.
Honestly.
It's like when we do booths, I can't tell you how many still from like we did this World Series thing in Oregon and still weekly, monthly, we're getting hit up by people that we just connected with. We talked to. Yeah. Some of them are just quick hellos. You know, it's amazing what in-person connection can create. And that was 3 years ago.
And that's again goes back to the point of something to be said about going to a live show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Going to see live music.
It is.
I know that like Facebook and Instagram and all the other things are doing great with the live stuff. And I think that's awesome because the people that can't be there can be engaged. But don't put it all on that. Yeah. Be in the moment. Be with people. Like in a concert, when the show starts, put your phone away. Be in the moment. Be with those people around you. And then afterwards engage. Because the comments are there.
You know what happens is, so like I feel obliged when I'm at your show. Like I feel like I have to post something on Athlete's Brand. Yeah. And I have to post something on my personal. It's because he's my buddy and I want to help get it out to my network. So every time I'm there, I do it. Yeah. But it's the same thing with other people there.
Yeah.
I notice the same people posting the things, tagging you in it.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking it by any means. I don't want you to think that I'm doing that.
No.
But it's a matter of
that's creating a network that wants to give value back to you.
Kind of like when back in the day when in probably still too with concerts, like with press, if they're at like a big festival, you can be like up front on the stage for like the first 30 minutes. Take your pictures and then you have to leave. Like they get what they need within that time. Gotcha. Maybe that's what we should set up then. Hey, first 30 minutes, first 15 minutes, let's get all the tags out. Let's flood this. It'll help you. Let's do all that. Let's get all that. But then let's enjoy each other. The ones that are here.
That's a cool concept.
Right?
I mean, because so much gets lost. Like, social media is an amazing thing. Yeah. But so much of that personal connection does get lost. Yeah. And people get so ingrained in, like, posting whatever where they're, like, not actually experiencing it.
The lighter at a rock concert or any concert is obsolete now. Yeah. And I think there's an app now. Yeah. There's an app you can download from Zippo. Yeah. And I thought I had it.
Now a lot of people just
turn your flashlight on.
Yeah. It totally has changed. Yeah. But there's something
which is really cool because you see it.
It does look really cool too. Like the Sun Devil game.
Well, you have flooded like the Dodger Stadium, Diamondbacks. Those games now, all of a sudden, is the lights everywhere. Yeah, it is cool.
But there's something for that personal connection.
Yeah, it is.
Like, and I strongly believe in. And I would strongly believe in like when you meet someone, there's so much value that gets added personally and professionally. Yeah, and like so many opportunities or miracles almost that are never realized because people don't do what you do. Yeah. Because they just stay the social media or they don't do things live. But like when you meet someone, like I remember when I first met Kyle, we just went to a game. And from that game, all this stuff sparked. A relationship sparked. Like this sparked. I mean, all these other ideas that we don't even know about have sparked. If I don't go to that game and we just text back and forth and do social media and whatever, then that never happens. So there's something about that personal connection that allows things to open up and for you to grow and for miracles to happen. So
there's I will plug, if I will then. There's a great song by a great Texas band, Reckless Kelly. It's called Would You Be My Friend in Real Life? And it was like a really, the lyrics are great. I'm not going to say them because I want you guys to go listen to it. But it's true because like you can be somebody. How many times? I wonder now. I remember in college, like when I first got Facebook, like going into my freshman year, and like remember you got like a list of like people that were enrolling with you and all this stuff, and you could see them like where their dorm was, where this and that, and you could see them. Then we saw them in class. It was kind of like, I don't know, what do I say now? But you talked like you'd already like told each other your life story. And I remember specifically doing that because I was shy too about it and going through that, and I'm like, man, I wonder what now it's like because at that time that was pretty much all you had was Facebook, MySpace too, but Facebook was like it. Now you have all these other things. So like you see these people, how do you go and engage that? And people are their social skills down or are they up? And I don't, be a friend in real life and on the phone, but.
I want to do something.
But still tune into our live stuff when we do this. By all means, exactly. I'm not knocking that on any level, but there's value in everything out there. There's value in this couch. There's value in this pillow. There's value in everything out there.
That's the thing. Like I can tell you 100 different ways how somebody random has popped into my life. Yeah. Like from doing a live stream. He wasn't following me or anything. I'm not going to say his name on here, but he's a Hall of Famer, MLB Hall of Famer. Somehow he popped in there. I've never asked him why, but now he's become a good connection of mine.
Amen.
Somehow he popped in on a live stream. He made a comment, so I sent him a DM after the live stream. There's little, it's seriously.
Baseball slide though.
At first, Pete Rose, just hard. That's a good analogy. But yeah, like that's the thing. You never know where it's gonna come from. Like shit, I've known his girlfriend for what, probably 2 years now, 3 years maybe. Yeah. And we've never met.
And then a third party connected
somebody else. Yeah, somebody else from a coffee shop.
It's awesome.
Connected us via email. Cool. So you never know. Yeah. But I want to take an intermission to give Sean a chance to switch batteries if he needs to. You good?
Oh, watch out.
All right. Then I want to do this. So you just made me think of it. I want to do a quick mastermind brainstorm of ways that just throwing out ideas of how you can basically innovate a concert to create massive just social media blowout.
Well, I will say this, that then this is all, I guess, common law copywritten, that if this starts taking off, if we all ideas like we're the ones that have the credit.
I mean, technically it's dated. So it's stamped. But I'll grab this. We'll bring it in closer.
I mean, I think your first one that you mentioned already is like taking the first 15, 20 minutes and like engaging, having conversations with the crowd, doing pictures, posing, like just kind of having fun and allowing them, and then being like phones away, like let's enjoy this, unless you're like kids call or whatever, you got to take it over. But
literally, like a cubby call. Yeah, like a cut, like put your phones in the cubby, and then obviously that's easier said than done with that sense. But like look at you go to the Phoenix Open, they search you for your phones. You don't want some guy, but everybody's got their phone in there no matter what. But I honestly think that something that could be done, because then you do create a platform where it's understood and it's known. Hey, let's do this. Like, hey, who's on live right now? Like we can do this, we can do that. Like if I'm on stage and I grab your phone, we can take that selfie. But then after that, let's get into the moment now. Yeah. And I think through that makes people want to go because it's engaging. Yeah. Yeah. It's engaging and everybody feels like they're involved.
It'll make people go early too. Actually get there at the beginning because they want to be a part of that. Like just as much as a concert, people are going to enjoy that interaction and then be more in the moment, right? Which they're going to have a better experience. Which they're then going to go tell their friends about how cool their experience was because they're engaged in that, not on Instagram or the whole time.
Yep.
I like that.
What do you think? What's yours? I hope you're not putting it all on me.
Yeah. No, not at all. It's a brainstorm session. But no, it's like when I'm thinking of how basically you can just completely innovate a concert. Like it's creating a way that gets people to be excited. No, it's taking social media and making it real life.
Yeah.
So on social media, what we're doing right now, the best way to gain followers on Instagram is to give a giveaway, right? Yeah. It's to give away a signed guitar. You can probably get another 3,000-4,000 followers if you gave away a signed, like a legit guitar. Yeah. If Garth Brooks gives away a signed guitar, he's going to get another 10, 15,000 followers probably.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so if we took this live into real life, which why wouldn't it work in real life if it works on social media?
Yeah.
Is to have some fun with it. Dirks is great with being with the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, he has his chug offs and all this shit that he does with the crowd that makes them engaged in live, but it doesn't do any value outside of making people be like, I want to go to this next concert.
Yeah.
You know, which is probably the value that he's trying to get. But why not turn that into 20,000 people that you have there into following you on social media? So it could be the next, and it doesn't have to be him. It could be a quick intermission, or it could be with the guitarist. It could be anything. But have somebody that drives something that he could pull out his phone, you know, and be like, the 11th person that follows me on Instagram right now. Or it could be a sponsor, where a sponsor pays for it. Follows you on Instagram, follow Gibson Guitars. I'm going to throw this guitar out too.
Yeah.
Come take a shot with me.
Bourbon,
right?
Yeah.
Now Bulleit just paid you 10 grand.
Yeah.
To quote, tell 20,000 people before Trey Sackins show to go follow that.
And they get to come on stage, take a shot with you, and high five. That would be pretty.
And you wouldn't get to do that unless you were there.
Unless you were in that live experience. And that's part of that first 30 minutes, too. Like, you get there, you're involved, you have some survey contest.
You're not just getting something random on Instagram.
You're getting people that love that music that are you're getting
a guitar or a drumstick from that show that you paid to be at. Like, that's a lifetime memory, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't everybody play? Everybody might not have service. So that might be an issue. Everybody's jumping on Instagram at the same time. That's a good problem to have.
You know, then you get money from Verizon or whoever else. The possibilities are endless.
Get rid of your Cricket.
If you get rid of your shitty Wi-Fi and you sign up for this Verizon family plan right now, I guarantee.
It's so true, though. Cool. All right, quick intermission, though.
Better change.
Yep. We're live and also recording for the podcast. Success.
And I just want to go on record and say this is the first time I've done this, guys, and thank you all for tuning in if you are. Kyle helped me set this up, and I do want to thank them for having me out to be part of this podcast, and I hope you are engaged and you feel part of this live experience.
Right.
So cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Dig it. All right. So where'd we leave off on the intermission? We just had a quick battery change. So we switched accounts. We're jumping on Ryan's account now. Where did we leave off at?
We were talking about how to find a new way of creating
That's right. We're brainstorming and copywriting this material. So anything that you hear here is property of Ryan Bexley.
Well, no, collectively all of us.
There you go, yeah.
Obviously, though, 60% and then 2020. No,
there you go. 25%.
Yeah.
I don't know the next time I'm going to use it on stage, so I don't know.
But no, honestly, I just there's a lot of times where I think it affects your songwriting too, and you can see in the music industry that there's a lot of bubblegum out there, and because it doesn't take much to listen to some of the stuff. Like listen to a Led Zeppelin record, and then you listen to some other stuff, and everybody's different. It goes into that, but if you're on stage live, and I see it, everybody's on their phone. Yeah. And they're texting or they're engaging as part of this of a live thing. And that's where, open it up the first 30 minutes and then you close it off. But, I mean, there's definitely other ways I think that you can do it, but it goes so much further than that. Like you said, there's so much to help with this. There's so much to help with the in-person experience.
Well, there is. But there's also the new age where, the in-person experience is the most beneficial thing I think that you can possibly have is human interaction.
Do you think that people don't care as much of the personal interaction as much as they do with being engaged here? Like, why would I need to go out to the show unless you do that? Because you set up that there's only 30 minutes that we're going to do this. And the rest, you're on your own, kiddo. You got to come out the next time. Like, I feel like, though, the people now, like, look at online gaming. People literally sit on their couches all day to be online gaming.
You just tapped into something. I think that's fucking brilliant. If you kicked off, not the first song, like the second or the third song, something like that. Once it's going, people are excited. Everybody's already got their phones out because the show just started. Yeah. If you just intermissed right there, because that's how you actually feel. It's not a freaking marketing employee. It's how you actually feel. If you just said, hey, like, we're going to take this next song, this song. I don't want to see anybody's phones out the rest of the show once the song ends.
Do we
I want you guys to be a part of this?
Kick them out if they have them?
You can say whatever you want.
Well, no,
you can say that you're banned. You're not allowed to get more beer.
Yeah.
If I see you put a dip in your mouth, you're out.
Incentivize.
Yeah.
Just tag them. Everyone knows.
Hey, we'll have like
phone
like John Cena or somebody just pop out of nowhere and like grab them.
It'd be hilarious just to cut in the middle of a show and you saw it. Just if you pick somebody, so after that song ends, and then you see some girl pop her phone out the song after that, then you just keep her eye on her. Yeah. And then a song later or 2 songs later, you just bring up to her, hey, by the way, like once she has a beer in her hand, you can't drink that. You've had your phone out for the last song.
By the way,
grab it from her.
I think that makes the whole crowd laugh. Yeah. I think it's human interaction.
But for bars and venues, I don't know which camera to talk into.
That won't happen there. Right?
Please book me. I fully condone drinking as much as you can and paying for as much alcohol as you can at the shows.
Right, just got kicked out of every bar in America.
Pay for as much Bulleit Bourbon as you can.
What do you think? I mean, my mind was just spinning when you were thinking about that, but like, because people though want to relive that, right? So at the very beginning they'll get the 30 minutes, but like their favorite song comes on and they want to live it, or they want to take a video of it to share with their friends or whatever. Like, so my thought, and this just is me thinking, like, you get the first 30 minutes. If anyone, and you tell everyone on your social media, if you want to watch this, because there's people that can't afford a ticket or they can't get the
100%.
So what if you say like, hey, if you want to watch this, you've got to go to Bulleit is going to be doing the whole concert live on their Instagram. Follow them, watch it live. Then they go there and watch it live. And then you could say, hey, and if you want to come back and get this memory, come back to my website, come back to Bulleit's website, and you can download the live version of this concert here. And then now you're drawing people back to different places. Like, that would be pretty marketing.
And that actually, honestly, started making me think, because you could do that, and the people that do that, like, let's say you cash in a token, and it's not a monetary token or something like that, like, then you might be able to get a personalized video for me of the song, or a personalized video of that, like hey Jim, I know that you want to take your phone out for this, and I'm so glad that you enjoyed the moment, but the fact that you checked in at that point, then like you like have a check-in button, like Green Eyed Carolina Girl was played, I'm gonna check in, I'm gonna see that, and then I'm gonna send you something, like, and you'll get a package, like t-shirts, all this other stuff, and then you're gonna get the song, like, to Jim, this is for you. Thank you for helping out the cause.
Yeah, that's dope.
Thank you for being part of the experience.
Oh man! So if you did like a,
but in theory, then they'd have to check in. But we can find a way to do that. Like there's like a mass text, and I have everybody there, and they just
use a hashtag,
click the button, and then you're good. And then you put it away.
You use a hashtag, or you use a location spot.
Yeah.
So like that could be a way. So you get everybody who posts a picture with hashtag. And you don't have to say it. It can pop up on the big screen behind you. Yeah. Everybody that posts
that's cool, too. Sponsored on the screen behind you.
Ryan posts a picture at Ryan Bexley during this song. Use hashtag at Ryan Bexley, or at hashtag Ryan Bexley, hashtag whatever word you wanted to come up with that nobody else uses.
Yeah. Now, what the biggest thing about all this is, now I actually have to write these good songs that people want to hear. I have to create music that people want to.
No, you just create cool hashtags.
We gotta make actually music that people want to come and see.
That's secondary.
But and honestly too, and I found this, and this honestly, you can see the platform how it's changed. Go to Kid Rock did it beautifully. He goes, I want people to be at my shows. He goes, I'm not opening these front 20 rows to, Verizon or all these other people, like the guy that works 60 hours a week just to take his wife out or take his kids out. Like, $20 tickets is the max. I want $3 hot dogs. Beers are $5. We understand everybody's got to make money. It's business, but at the same time, like, there's only so much money you can make before you start getting greedy. Yeah. Open it up. We want everybody involved. Yeah. We want people to be here. The fact that it's, thousands and thousands of dollars to go see freaking Taylor Swift, or, tickets start at $300. Well, guess what? A father of 3 who's got 3 little girls.
Yeah.
He can't take his daughter to see Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
He can't take her to go see Pink or any of these other girls because of the money that goes into this production and it's the fact that anybody can have an opportunity then to be part of something through the phone, through that, and then still physically feel involved by being there having it readily accessible, readily payable, cheap to come in. Like, dude, charge $5 at the door for me. I really don't care. I'm not in the position right now where I could start being picky. Like, I want to make this amount of money. Yeah. I'm keeping the train rolling. I'm keeping the gas in the car, baby. You know what I mean? Right. And if $5 is too much, you know what? Let them in. I don't care. Let them in. Because you know what? That's a person in the bar. That's a person that's going to meet other people that are there and become a fan. Yeah. Not just become somebody else who's going to be like, well, I couldn't get into the Ryan Bexley show, so I'm going to go down the road to this guy's show. Maybe it's free.
Especially in Nashville, too. There's like options.
There's so many options.
There's so much truth to that, too. So I ran into a buddy at Garth's show last year, 2 years ago. That was in Phoenix. And he said he's never been to a country music show. His girlfriend was a big Garth Brooks singer. So he goes, dude, like, I became a diehard Garth Brooks fan because we got like 10th row of tickets. I forget what it was. He was somewhere down there for $65. And he goes, what I learned is that you're sitting against the wall and you're paying $65, or you're sitting in the front row and you're paying $65. And something like that where it's just real. Like Garth knows who his fans are, right? And he's being real. Same thing that you just said. You know, you just want people that are there that enjoy music.
Yeah.
You know, people that want to have a good time. If they can afford it, they can afford it. If they can't, they can't. It's like those sandwich shops, those bread shops that they basically say pay what you can afford.
Yeah.
Some people pay $100 to cover some people can't. You know, they don't pay anything. That's an interesting concept, though, to be able to... That would be fun to mess with at a show, whether it's at a bar or anything.
You get to a point where, unfortunately, when any business takes off, the powers that be don't like that because there's no money to be made. But
you know what, though?
There's power in numbers and there's power in people. Like, and I believe in that. And, you know, music, you know, it should be free in the sense that you should go out and hear it. Yeah. If you want to buy something like, you know, water should be free, but you're not going to steal water at a store.
Right.
And obviously it's got to come from somewhere, you know, so there's some sort of transaction it's got to go through. But, you know, have a little respect for something that's been created. You know, like, I will give you an experience. But if I'm asking for, you know, $5 for you to hear it, because I got to, you know, everybody's got to live. Everybody's got to do something. So, you know, I think that there's... a lot of things. I'm not saying they're all right, but
this is brainstorming, man. Just throw it out. That's what's fun. This is.
I can't wait to hear your guys' comments on our viewers and stuff. What they would like to see.
We'll dig through and see some of those questions.
Yeah. I think some of the keep throwing questions in. The viewers probably could have the best insight to how to create 100%. A live experience.
100%.
Especially so, like we've talked a lot about.
If you guys are on right now, I don't mean to cut you off. No, keep that thought. If you guys are on right now, think about what if you're at a concert, right? Like, what live experience addition can you add to it that's going to make it more fun, create more value for you? So your $20 ticket, your $5 ticket, your $120 ticket is going to feel like it's a better time, like it's more memorable, like it's worth more money. What, in your experience, do you think that you would want to see more in a show? Whether it's from the artist, whether it's from the venue, whether it's from security or seating or the ticketing, purchasing process. Just throw out some questions on Instagram Live and also on the podcast throughout the comments section. Go on to success.com, throw them at Ryan Bexley. Just throw us questions. We're going to field them, right? So we want to learn this. We want to get your guys' input. This is everybody's brainstorming session. Yeah. So go.
No, I mean, my thought was, like, we've talked a lot about, like, how can we make it more of a live experience and not take away social media or put phones away, but people are really attached to those. So how can we make people have amazing live experience now while using their phone? Mm-hmm. So there's that other side of it. Like, I think people still can be engulfed in the moment and still have this out. Yeah. So, like, how can we make that a little bit more innovative too, rather than, because obviously there's Instagram, there's Snapchat, there's all these things I don't even know about. My kids would know about it, but I wouldn't. So it's like, but how can we utilize something that they love to do and they enjoy that to still be in the moment and not just be caught in this, right? Yeah. So it'd be interesting to kind of see how we can be innovative with that, not just the first 30 minutes, but maybe throughout the whole show.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like you say a certain word on stage, like during the middle of a song, and the first person to tag that or whatever, and maybe that just comes in the background. You don't even say it, but you say a code word or a keyword, and everyone
that's creating a show.
Hits it.
A lot of that's something interesting with country music is country music is always lagging, and you can disagree with me if you want. I'm a listener. You're in the scene, in my opinion, country music seems to be always lagging from pop and hip hop and whatnot as far as technological advances. So if we're saying creating in-person experiences, creating those experiences on a big screen, the sound effects, all that stuff, right? Am I wrong?
Well, I think that now...
I'm not knocking on it. I'm just...
No, you're not. And I think now especially, though, that country music and pop and the other musical formats have more or less joined forces. Right. They're all part of it. So I would more ask you to branch on the lagging part.
Yeah, so here's what I mean. So if you're going to a Drake concert, right, they've got the cameras that are on the crowd. They're at the perfect timing. They've got... I'm trying to remember something from a show that I've been to. But I'm just thinking on the perspective of most country music is about the music. It's about exactly what you're saying. It's about the entertainment. It's about the fans. It's about that lifestyle. You know, grew up on a ranch from a town of 20,000 people. It's not like I know what the hip hop scene or anything is, you know, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, I love the things about country music that make it, you're there to have a beer, listen to great music, have a good time, connect with the music, because that's stuff that has to do with most of the people's lives that are there. Whereas you go to a hip hop concert, a pop concert, or to a rock and roll concert, where it's more about the sound effects and the fire and the stage performance.
The theater of it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about the theatrics, right? And Garth does a great job. Yeah. That's what makes Garth Garth. He's a great writer and a
Garth's smoke and mirrors. That's tough to say. Garth's smoke and mirrors
right.
is himself.
Right.
It's him.
It is.
And
totally.
there are acts out there that, you know, they rely on backup dancers. They rely on pyro. They rely on smoke machines. Not saying that doesn't enhance the show. I love pyro. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not saying go that
metal show.
I'm not saying go that direction by any means.
And I know you're not. And it comes to the point where that's where I feel that like country music is ahead of that.
Right.
Because like an EDM show or a pop show, at what point do you start to question, well, all they have to do is press a button, is what you're hearing. How can you prove that you're really hearing that? If I'm at a concert and I hear a wrong note on the guitar, I'm the happiest person there. Because I'm like, people mess up all the time.
Yeah.
And it's also, too, like they're actually playing. They're actually there giving it to you. Yeah. People got on Garth at the CMAs because he lip synced. And you know what? Like, personally, would I do that? First of all, I would love to have the opportunity to perform at the CMAs one day anyway. Sure. Like, but he had a great response. He goes, you know what? Like, we had 20 shows in 19 days coming up.
Right.
And I go, that show, it's great for TV, but those people that paid a lot of money to see me in Spokane, to see me in Montana, to see me in California, that's not what they're paying for.
Exactly.
And if I'm going to lip sync, I'm going to lip sync when it's a live TV performance where it's just whatever.
Yeah.
I want to save my stuff for that, and I want to be there for it. But now you get the point where like the theatrics just takes over. So are people up there and are they muting everything and they're just going through the motions? Right. It's at that point a live play and a live movie.
So here's
Milli Vanilli, baby.
So here's what I mean is country music's in a position right now where I feel like you can be the innovators. You can lead change because it's for them out of any genre I can think of other than classical. It's in a position where it hasn't changed that much for so long. Yeah, the songs, that sort of stuff, but not the entertainment side of it. You know, so it's in a really cool position to where a country artist can throw out something interesting and it can be cool because it's different. Whereas a hip hop artist and a pop artist and a rock and roll artist can't do it because that's what it's all about. It's being different, being unique. So it's common. Where country is not that common to just throw a curveball to the crowd. So if you threw something up on a screen that said, I don't know, something about if we came up with an idea, obviously on the spot it's gonna be hard to. If we came up with an idea that said basically the next 20 people that go get a drink at the bar get $5 off, or the next 10 people that get a drink at the bar is drinks on me. I don't know, it's something that's creative and unique that gets fan interaction.
Yeah. So here's actually what I would say right now. What's very cool, and I've been seeing this pop up on Instagram. You guys, the little survey thing.
Yeah.
You know, like I saw a girl today at a Nashville, and she was playing in Houston. She's like, I'm so happy to be in Houston. Should I get Whataburger or I forget what it was, and it was yes or no. Huh. Yeah. And whatever the question was, and that'd be cool if you generated a set list like that, and you have like obviously a formula like 2 songs.
What song?
So we have this song. Which song do you want to hear next?
That's
this song or that song, and then boom, you put it up on the big screen. Well, here you guys go.
Yeah. Boom. People want that. Yeah, that would be.
There's so many marketing opportunities for country.
That's copywritten, by the way. That's a Ryan Bexley Dixie Dog Entertainment idea.
Yes.
Well, I think like encore, like you're gonna come back for an encore.
Yeah,
you have that
my head's running a million miles an hour.
And actually, that's the best time to do it because the whole concert
pull their phone out and then they can take their time.
I literally just did a show out here at Rock Bar when. They were being like people were coming up like play Green Eyed Carolina Girl, play this, and I'm like, dude, there's a reason why I play that song at the end.
Yeah,
there's a reason why Seeger's at the end. Like, I want you guys to stay here. I want you to hear the other stuff we're doing. The encore is a great time to do it because you guarantee that the people will be there, and I guarantee you're going to piss people off. Like, I wanted this song. I remember going to a Dave Matthews show and he didn't play Anson Martin. I was like,
what if?
But most likely you're going to give them an option of a song that people are going to pick.
All right.
So it's like you can play it on.
All right, we're brainstorming still. It might suck. So tell me if it sucks. What if? So we change.
Does this brainstorm idea suck? Yes or no? Then we'll try it out right now.
Yes. What if the encore? We change the encore. So instead of people getting, well, obviously they're still going to get loud and whatnot. But what if people can make somebody come back on stage by messaging the artist or by sharing the artist?
There's a lot. You gotta put yourself in the position. Yeah. There's a lot it'll be flooded.
Right.
So a numbers thing would be easier than like the percentage of a question. So if it was like,
I was saying, what if you threw it on a screen and it said, I don't know. That's corny.
Well, you could post a picture.
We're brainstorming.
No, well, you could totally at the very end. You could post a pic. He could take a selfie and be like, if I get 1,000 likes in the next 5 minutes, I'll come back on stage. And everyone pulls their phone out and starts.
That's total social media marketing.
And you could totally have like a sponsor added to it.
Yeah.
And then you could be like, and which song do you want? Yes, no. Like, do you want this one or this one? Pick.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's what we play at the very end.
You know what's probably really funny? It's probably like where people are like, oh yeah, it's great, and then it's like, oh guys, this is like 3 years in the past.
Yeah, people probably already forever.
That's the thing. So we never even explained to Ryan like what this podcast is about. He literally came in with a bottle of Bulleit, sat down, we had a drink, and started going. So what success is about for your viewers that are on Ryan's Instagram, say hello. Our viewers is that we're able to talk about and basically give anybody a chance to be a fly on the wall of a conversation that should be behind closed doors. Right? These are conversations that shouldn't be done in front of public most of the time. When you're brainstorming, come up with new ideas, because that idea that we think sucks might get picked up by somebody else and they crush it with it. We miss out. That's fine. But that's the unique opportunity, is that if we didn't have the conversation, that idea never existed anyway. So who gives a shit if somebody else took it? So these ideas that we're throwing out, 99% of them might suck, 100% of them might suck. Yeah. But that's the point of brainstorming conversation, is that we want you involved. We want you involved on giving us ideas, telling us if our ideas suck, telling if our ideas are good, throwing out other ideas, being a part of it, because we're throwing out shit that might really sound shitty, and the second it comes out of our mouth, it's going to suck. But you know what? This is how real mastermind conversations go. This is how real brainstorming conversations go. This is how you come up with ideas. So for people that haven't been a part of something where you're coming up with new ideas, trying to innovate, trying to change an industry, trying to change an entire genre, and be the innovator, it starts with having conversations and throwing out stupid ideas.
Yeah. A bad idea turns into a good idea. Yeah. And I feel like the people that are listening maybe we have 100% bad ideas, but we say that one word that sparks something for them that spins.
It's like the one handshake, right?
Yeah, totally.
You know what? That comment that comes back to us.
Yeah.
You never know. That could be the one that flips that idea.
Totally.
And
so I would say this. Thursday night, tomorrow night, we're playing at Wasted Grain in Scottsdale,
Arizona.
And we're taking off to Mexico after that for a couple shows at Wrecked at the Reef. But tomorrow night show at Wasted Grain, let's try this out, okay? Obviously, we're not going to be able to control the phone thing, but the idea about what song should we play next, because anyway, that's what they tell you when they're yelling at you, like, play something from The Stranger, like in Step Brothers. So let's try this out, guys. Come on down and let's put on your phone. Let's hashtag success is success. Let's hashtag Ryan Bexley music. Come to that, get in for free, and be part of our show. Come out and let's do this, and we can do this together. Let's all be part of this collective idea together, and let's share a great moment. Hey, if it works, awesome. If it doesn't, we had a great night, I guarantee you. But let's try this out. Let's let you guys create the set list. Come in, show us that you took involvement in this, and we'll have some fun with it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I like that. That's interesting.
And everybody that does will get a free Ryan Bexley sticker and a free Athletes brand sticker.
That's interesting.
I got a lot of stickers to give out, so.
We don't have that many,
stickers.
but
Keynote of that, I need some stickers.
Either way, you guys know what we're saying. It all takes trial and error, and trial and error takes part of us and you guys. So please come on out and let's try this.
See what happens when somebody starts talking. It just sparks ideas that can literally be great ideas. So, what if? All right?
Something's spinning.
It is. When my wheels start spinning, they start spinning. You create, so your encore or your last song, like it could be something thrown up on the board that says you're halfway through your set, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says tweet or Instagram, whatever your main platform, whatever you want to grow. And you see one thing, not all of them, one thing. If you want to grow Instagram, it says Instagram tag at Ryan Bexley. What song do you want him to end with? What's the last song you want to see? You're not asking people to follow you.
Yeah.
But you know what happens is that people that aren't following you, they know your social media now. They go on there. If they tweet it at you, if they Instagram at you, most likely they're going to follow you. Mm-hmm. So that might be the perfect circumference of everything we just talked about. It's not having you beg for followers, right. And this is what's really cool about this conversation we're having. We have marketers with entertainers, and it's creating different aspects and different thoughts. Like I market in sports. He markets himself in music, right? So what if you did that thing where it's on the board? You can mention it once at some point, when you're grabbing a drink here in between. You can do the Dirk saying, challenge somebody, whatever your thing is, your thing is probably actually drinking somebody's shot that they put on your stage. That's what I've started.
I've done before.
Yeah, that's what I've started to notice is your thing. Which is
I'm not an alcoholic.
No. But that could be the thing, is that it's having people get to decide. The fans. It's not you. It's not your guitarist. It's not your drummer. The fans get to decide what the last song they hear from you is. Yeah. And it changes your set list, because that could have been your 5th song.
Yeah.
But that's going up. So it obviously needs somebody to run it. So if we did this at Wasted Grain, like I could run your social media and just sit there. I don't know how we'd relay it to you. We could create a number, your set list number 5. That's what just got bumped it. Look it up in Merriam-Webster. That's success at happy hour.
But you know what too, as a performer, that keeps it interesting for me.
Yeah.
It changes it up. There's so much about the music industry that gets so repetitive in that sense. And I remember like Dave Matthews. They always said that, and I was a huge Dave fan growing up, that actually learned me to play guitar and wanted me to play guitar. And I remember him saying that we make our set list 10 minutes before we go on stage. Yeah. And I thought that that's how you had to do things. Yeah. My band now gets pissed at me because like, what are we playing? I'm like, I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to be feeling. I don't know what the crowd's going to be feeling. Yeah. That's the perfect opportunity to do that. Yeah. The other story I was going to say with that, when Tom Petty, God bless his soul, I remember seeing the documentary about him. He went on the road with Bob Dylan. The Heartbreakers were backing Bob Dylan. And he would be up on stage and he would be like, we're playing this song, we're going to change the key. And it made everybody be on their toes. Yeah. It made everybody engaged again. And at that time, they were so fed up with each other that, they were about to break up. They were done. They were like, that saved our tour. That saved everything about us, because it brought us back to being a band again. This whole idea is very cool because it makes people, what's coming next. Rather than going, I've seen this band each show, like from Kansas City to this.
Here's the way it's gonna go.
And I've seen it, and it's, it never changes. Yeah. So this would actually opens it up to be like, that does make I don't know what's going to come, because we're kind of in the power of it. You can change it up, and then it's kind of on us. It's on us as performers. It's on us as it's on us as artists.
I really think it should be at the very end. You go, go to Ryan's live story.
I throughout the whole show.
Well, yeah, and then we'll go to his story and then pick yes, no, or which song you want. So they have to go through your story. So within your story, you could be posting like a sponsorship thing in the middle of it, and they have to watch that.
I like that.
To get to the next.
So many more steps.
But no, I mean, really just hit it and go, and then boom, and hit the button. They don't have to even type anything out, so it makes it go back and forth quicker. But even with that, what I was thinking, because my mind was going, like when you were just saying, oh man, I'm going to lose it. I know it's there, but I'm going to lose it. The whole idea of like, and I don't know if you do this, I know you have all your own music. I think it would almost be kind of cool if there's like a couple like new age hip songs. So let's say it's like The Weeknd. So I had, when I proposed my fiance, I had my future brother-in-law, who's an amazing musician.
Don't say he needs to rap on stage.
No, not at all. But
I thought he meant Saturday or Sunday.
No, he's an amazing musician, and I had him redo one of the Weeknd songs, "Earned It," in an acoustic set, and I proposed to her in that, and he played it live at Casbar, and it was super dope. But like, what if like you had a couple songs you knew that were kind of newer age, or maybe your favorite's like a Tom Petty song, and you say, "What do you want to hear me sing Free Fallin'? Or do you want to hear me saying, anything by the Doors, right?
Yeah.
And then let them pick which one, and that'll keep it fresh where it's like, I hear all your music, but someone can maybe hear you play a classic your own way. Like,
building on your idea. I think that's brilliant. I think it is. It's not limiting just to your songs.
Yeah.
It's because this is about a show.
Yeah.
It's not about advertising Ryan Bexley. It's not about advertising Garth Brooks or Durst Bentley or whoever it is. It's not advertising you. People are there already, right?
It's about advertising who you are as the performer. Like these are the songs. Like you give them the option of like, these are my inspirations. Like the Doors. I think it's funny you said this because I love the Doors. I love Tom Petty. It's like like now you guys are getting to know me a little more.
Yeah.
Here,
all right, two favorite songs.
I want to clear something up. So with Ryan, the reason why we're so open to doing this is that Ryan doesn't give a shit because he is who he is.
I didn't know you could swear on this. I would have been swearing on this.
Like he the cool thing is that Ryan doesn't care. He is who he is. So if we're going to be talking about marketing and stuff, and he's not faking himself. That's why we can talk about this so openly. Is that Ryan, if we're coming up with a new marketing idea, it's only going to be used because it is Ryan. Like it makes sense. It's not trying to change his persona to try to sell more records, try to get more people in there. There's so many other artists that I know personally that I know that I would not do a sit down live open like mastermind conversation with because it's not going to hit their personality well. But Ryan's different. I just want to clear that up before we get too far into it. So that your fans don't feel like we're trying to change who you are, or anything like that. Like
you probably do.
You should probably switch your hat though.
You probably
no, I just joking.
Yeah, it could have been a Bulleit hat. It could have been a hat that's brilliant. We need to get you Success by Success hats. This Rastafarian hat's pretty great.
We should have success.
You know what? Honestly, and I will say this, and I don't know if it's your guys' wrap up thing by any means, but I think every goal of an entertainer or anybody that's in a public eye trying to do something, they do it because they're trying to better things. Like with what you do with Athletes Brand, with what you do inspirationally through this stuff, with what I do through music, like you want people to be engaged, you want people to feel part of something, and you can't feel part of something unless you're part of something, literally, like you guys are. And you put those two together, that's a bomb that needs to go off. Yeah. We need to have all the ideas come together rather than the round table discussion of, the agents, the managers, the labels of because everybody else gets paid, but you, the consumer. Yeah. And I think that's why it's so good because look, like it doesn't matter to me. Like I'll find a way to do whatever I have to do to get by. But if you guys are having fun with what I'm doing, I'm having fun with what you're doing, and we can all share it together. Mm-hmm. So
that's dope.
If and we'll tell you more if you come to the show and you bring but honestly,
no, I think that's a good segue. So thanks so much for dropping in. Success at happy hour. Yes. This is our first time going.
We need to plug that. I hope there was a happy hour segment.
This isn't the Success of Success episode, as everybody knows. So if you're on Ryan's, follow Success at Success on iTunes. And now we just got picked up by Spotify. So you can go follow us on Spotify, drop into your DMs, whatever you want. I'll probably DM you. just shoot me a message.
Slide in, baby.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. But
doesn't get old though.
Yeah, but no, seriously, this was an awesome episode. Go follow at Ryan Bexley. I don't know what camera to look at right now. This is making the happy hour better. But go follow at Ryan Bexley, at Kyle Mauch. Yours is so complex. Yeah. Plus, it's like a year behind.
You know, it's still we're at Chase My Passion _ 2017.
Yeah, so next year follow.
Yeah, next year is going to change, but yeah, I need to flip it up.
All right. Anyways, Ryan, parting words.
God bless you guys. God bless you guys. Thank you for having me here, and can't wait to come back next time I'm here. Please invite me back.
What if we did a live 2-minute long episode on stage at one of your shows?
Yeah. That'd be cool. Maybe 30 seconds. I sometimes only get 30 minutes.
There it is.
2 minutes of your time.
How much are those 2 minutes worth? No, but honestly, let's get engaged.